Hello everyone, it's Sarah here, and today I'm going to give you my summer reading list. I hesitated making this video because my summers are not like college kids' summers, like I don't get the summer off, I still kind of continue with my life, but I don't have to force my daughter to do schoolwork really in the summer, so you know what, I figured why not? Let me try to find out what I want to read. Plus, I do kind of have an agenda. I would like to finish up my yearly challenge and then move on to some other things in the fall. So these books would all finish up my All About You challenge that I'm doing on Goodreads, in one of my Goodreads groups. And seriously, that would be such a relief to finish that up, even though only half the year is gone. So I tried to figure out how I wanted to organize this here, young adult versus adult or whatever, but I'm going to try to do it kind of genre-ish, I guess. So I'm going to start with like the nonfiction sort of thing. And I would like to read The Wild Girl by Jim Fergus. My mother gave this to me and she's been really bothering me to read it, so I would like to read it this summer. And it would definitely hit one of my challenges. Moving on to more contemporary settings, I have Noteworthy, which I just hauled for you, about an a cappella group and the girl dressing as the boy. So yes, I would like to read and review this. I would like to read Exit West by Mohsin Hamid, and this is a little one, and I believe this is more of a like kind of love story. So, that always hits. Yeah. I would like to finish up this series, Princess Ever After, which is the Royal Wedding series by Rachel Hawke. I did not really like the first book very much, but since I own the second book, I really would like to read it and get rid of it. So, and maybe enjoy it a little bit. I don't know. I also have the YA contemporary, The Last Geek Girl book, Forever Geek by Holly Smale. I'm surprised I have not read this already. And this is, I can't wait. And yet at the same time, I don't want it to end. So I'm also kind of sad, and yet I can't wait. I also have The Tomorrow Code by Brian Faulkner. I believe this is a young adult and it's adventure, but he tends to write very like tech kind of adventure, kind of thrillery sort of books. So I'm looking forward to this. I have a couple of really dark ones on my TBR. I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously it's raining out and I'm kind of depressed or something. I have the second in the Lock and Mori series, Mind Games by Heather W. Petty. Again, the first book I liked but didn't love, but I got this one in one of my book boxes, so now I'm going to read it. And these are Sherlock Holmes-esque kind of books. I also have Point and Shoot by Allison Stone. This is, a dance book, so of course I had to get it even though I don't take ballet anymore. And this is a mystery thriller, I want to say, and I believe it is also in the YA age category, so maybe it won't freak me out too much. I would also like to get to You Will Know Me by Megan Abbott. I have not read any of her books. I'm not sure whether this is young adult or adult. But this is also like a thriller, and it has gymnastics in it. And that's one of my buzzwords since my daughter takes a lot of gymnastics. But another dark book. What's up with me in the dark books? I don't know. I also would like to get to this one that has been on my shelf for years now. Gloss by Marilyn Kay. And this is a historical more book. 1963 it's set in, and it's a young adult, and I believe it is a New York City young adult sort of book. So I'd like, again, to read it and get it off my shelf already. So yeah, we've got some more, like, now we're going more historical with Gloss. And then this one, Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. Yeah, this is a new-ish release at this point. And it's blurbed up here and says that we now have a Lady Jack Sparrow on our hands, and yeah, I'm all about that. because I love Captain Jack Sparrow. So this looks really fun. I don't know if there's fantasy in this or not. I guess I will find out. But it's definitely like a historical. Then we have just straight up fantasy going on. I'd like to read Merch Armor. I read the first book in this series and it was okay. But again, I have this on my shelf, and so with the mermaids and stuff, I figured this one at least is summery if the other ones aren't. And then we have some sci-fi. Yes, I have 3 sci-fi novels I'd like to get to this summer. The first one is this beauty, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This has been around. If you don't know about this book, you've been under a rock somewhere. I have not read it yet, and I cannot wait to read it because I've heard such wonderful things about it, and it's some people's favorite book. So yes. I also have Gemina to read by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the set in the same world and kind of some of the same story arc, I think, to Illuminae. It's written in all these weird formats and stuff, like pictures, and I mean, you know all that already. Please. But I have it. I am interested. I thought Illuminae was okay, but I did kind of like the format. I thought it was very interesting how they managed to put it together. We are going to read it this summer. Woo! And the last of my own bookshelf books that I would like to get to this summer is Fortune's Pawn by Rachel Bach. I have the whole series, and I bought it full price off Amazon, and I still haven't read it because for a while there people were really, the SFF people were really kind of raving about this series, and I would like to get to it and read it already so I know what it's about. I've also requested several books from the library because they're already up or already out, and I just haven't gotten them yet, but I am using them to complete this challenge. There might be other library books that are coming, but they're not going to be completing this challenge, so I won't mention those. But I will mention I did request Starfall, which is, I don't have my phone down here, but I believe it's by Melissa Landers, I want to say, and I really liked the first book. This is also a science fiction, possibly duology, and I remember really liking the first one, and the second one came out a long time ago, but my library didn't have it, and I wasn't wanting to buy it. So they finally decided to buy a copy, and I got all up in that, so that should be coming pretty soon, I think. I think I'm the only one that's requested it. I also requested The Unlikelies, which is coming out, I believe, next week or the week after? It's coming out soon, so it'll be there in the summertime. And this looks like a cute book about all these friends who are very different from each other, and it's a cute YA and totally summery. I mean, it has ice creams on the front, I think. I also requested an Amanda Quick book, The Girl Who Knew Too Much. I really like her books a lot, so I'm looking, that one is already out, but I'm just so far down the list of people. I'm hoping it'll come at some point in the next few months and I'll get to read it, because yes. I also requested Once and For All, which is the latest Sarah Dessen book that's coming out or has come out. It's going to be, depending on when I put this up, it's already out or will be out. And lastly, I requested Eliza and Her Monsters, which seemed like a really neat book. She draws monsters and she's very antisocial or introverted or whatever her thing is, and she spends so much time in this world she actually becomes a monster, something like that. So it's okay, I'm intrigued by this. You got me, so I requested that. And I have one NetGalley book still left to read, and that is The Idea of You, and I believe this is some sort of chick lit book. So this, I completely admit, this is absolute ridiculous pile of books, but one can dream. So if anyone has read any of these books already, wants to read any of these books, like, please feel free to comment down below. I've never done a buddy read before, so if someone wants to try to get something together, I'm willing to attempt that. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. But please let me know, and let me know if you liked any of these books. And I will talk to you all later, and you'll see in the next months whether or not I managed to read all of these books or not. Because that is 21 books. 21. I am insane. And I have no life. Oh my goodness.